What's up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine, Think Magazine, Put It to Geek, and today we are unboxing this. This is the EufySecurity 4K Ultra HD and solar power camera security system. 2 cameras and a base unit, brand new base unit, the S380 base unit, which allows you to actually put a hard drive into, whether it be an SSD or a physical spinning hard drive. With the right hard drive, you can do up to almost a year worth of recordings with 2 cameras. So that's what's pretty crazy about this. We're gonna unbox it, we're gonna set it up. The other cool thing about this is the solar power inside. If you have this completely charged and we have absolutely no sun from now until next year, the security cameras will still be running. And that's what we're going to check out. But first of all, we're going to explain what this is and then do some unboxings. Before we do that, I do have to say I did get product for review and Eufy is sponsoring this video. All opinions are of Geekazine. They do get to watch a pre-copy of this before it goes out. And I do have a full review section over at geekazine.com/review. If you have any questions on that, you can check that out there. And if you've got a product that you want me to review, just go ahead and contact me. All right, you have 2 parts to this camera. You have the 2 cameras and, of course, the base station. The S330 camera is a 4K resolution with an f-stop of 1.4. It's called a BSI CMOS sensor. It's called basically a backside illuminated sensor with an 8x zoom. Now, the BSI CMOS is basically where the wiring is placed behind the photodiode. It puts the photodiode in the front. The constant solar panel charges the 13,400 milliamp battery. It'll last up to 1 year without sunlight. So you could put it in your basement, possibly. That's what we're going to test out as we go. The dashboard actually tells you how the solar does trend in its charging. So if you place it in an area that doesn't get too much sun, the app will let you know that it might need to be moved a little bit into more of a sunny area. And of course, during winter and summer, that can affect a lot of things because the equator is moved and of course the sun is rising and setting in a different angle. Let's talk about the base. This is the 380 base and it is an expandable base, SATA 2.5 inch, whether it be a spinning hard drive or a SSD or better. It's got 16 gigabytes worth of storage in there already, but you can put in that SATA drive and get up to 16 terabytes. I'm going to say that again, 16 terabytes worth of recording time. For 2 cameras, that's a terabyte a month. You can cover for the whole year with 2 cameras. And of course, the 16 gigabytes will get you about 3 months worth of on-off data. There's 2 ways that it'll record. One is when it sees action, it'll record, and the other one is constant recording. And of course, that works with this camera, and that can work with some of the other Eufy cameras that you might have. Like for instance, I have the Eufy doorbell at my front door. It can constantly be recording the data and putting it on the hard drive on the base station. And not only do you have the ability to do 24/7 direct connect to the base station, there is also an AI element to these cameras. Human recognition with self-learning. Whether it be human, a pet, a vehicle, it can identify what it is and it can learn what it is. So every time you come home, it says, hey, Jeff's car just got home. Looks like Jeff got out of the car. I see Jeff's face. So you'll get notifications saying, hey, Jeff's coming up to the front door, or there's a complete stranger coming up to your front door. Maybe your cat's coming up to their front door. It'll recognize that too and tell you through the app. And the best part about the notifications is once it can identify who it is coming to the door or coming through the camera shot, then it can notify you properly. So if a stranger starts walking through your backyard, you can get notification everywhere. Whereas if I just get out of my car and come to the house, I'm not going to get pinged. The other thing that the 330 cameras do have is a 100 lumen spotlight to them, which of course you can control through the app. Sensor will turn it on and then turn it off. So during the evening, it'll turn on a light so you can at least see where you're going, as well as be protected from any strangers trying to approach. Cameras are IP67 weatherproof, and Both cameras also connect up to your assistant on Google or Amazon Echo. So you can say, Ale, who's at the back door? Who's at the front door? Google, what's going on in the backyard? What's going on in the front yard? And of course, the price, that's probably the best part about this whole thing, is that price is $549. That's the MSRP of this 2-camera, 1 base station unit. And of course, you can expand from there. You can get 3 cameras, you can get 4 cameras. You can add on from the cameras that you already have in the Eufy system. We've looked at a few of those cameras in the past. Like I said, I have the doorbell, the Eufy doorbell camera. And then when you connect it to the app, all of these will connect to the base station and work properly. So enough about this. Let's go ahead and get this unboxed. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Let's open it up from here. Go ahead and do this. Now, the best thing about this base station and having that drive is you don't have to have any type of cloud service coming in here. So you control the video. So if you need to see something from a month or 2 ago, then you can do that easily. We have the S380 unit. This is the base station, needs to be plugged in. On the back, we have Ethernet and 2 USB ports, and then of course, power. This will be able to open this up to put the hard drive in. Let's just set this to the side. These are the cameras in question. Solar power, solar panels right on top here. And then just straight up bullet style camera. All right, we got 2 of these cameras in here. And once again, you can get 2 cameras, you can get 4 cameras. I don't know what the limit is, but you got several different options. We have the mounts. These are just some standard camera mounts. You will then put them onto the side of the house or whatnot. Instructions and manuals, all that stuff right here. A little sticker that you can put on the front door. We have the power supply for the dock, so we'll set that next to there. And of course, a simple Ethernet cable for the dock once again. Screws, mounts, and anchors as well. And then finally, we've got, looks to be a USB A to C cable, and I'm assuming that might be for charging. All right, we got a really good close-up look on this. What we got, of course, we got the camera right here. It looks like a couple different sensors. There is a night mode of some sort. It looks like underneath you'll see 2 little dots. I believe those are the microphones right there. And then of course that 100 lumen light. Solar panel is actually on the top of this unit. So important that this doesn't get covered by a lip from a house or anything like that. On the bottom we have, looks to be the speaker. So you can do some of the 2-way communication. So if somebody enters into your backyard, you can talk with them without having to come to the door. On the back, we have a standard mount. That's for, of course, these mounts, or once again, I could mount it to a tripod or something like that for a camera right here. I think we've got a reset button down here. And then the sync button, you'll just press that to sync with the base station. And then, of course, finally, we have, you can lift this up. And we have the USB-C to A. So you could actually plug this in to charge it and plug it into the base station if it's close enough to the base station and get that direct 24/7 monitoring. So now I got the base station installed. Let's take a look at this base station, because once again, you just saw that there is some cool stuff to it. It plugged in, turned on. We see that we've got a red light, which means that it's connected, but not connected to anything. On the back, we've got one Ethernet jack, which I have plugged in. And then we've got 2 different USBs. One looks to be a USB more like a 2.0. And then one looks to be like a 3.0. The sync and the alarm off. So if the alarm goes off or whatnot, you just push this.
Follow the instructions in the security app to set up the system.
It's talking to me, as you can hear. And of course, if you have a doorbell, that this thing will make sounds. It wants to do a little bit of configuration, which it makes sense. On the bottom, looks like we got the speaker, and then this is probably a little reset button down there. And then on top, you saw this, we took that plate off. It looks to be magnetic. And then right here, you got to take a little screwdriver to it, but this is where you will put in your hard drive. Let's go ahead and do that first. I'm going to unplug this. Always unplug when you go to add anything like a hard drive. Take that screw out. And remember, this screw comes out loose, so make sure that it doesn't fall into the unit. Another good reason why you want to unplug before you take anything out. This is a bay door. So once again, this will take an SSD or a regular spinning hard drive. I actually have a spinning hard drive here. It'll go in like this. And of course, there's probably some screws. Yep, there we go. So we got the screw mounts, so we're going to have to put those in here to mount the hard drive. Now, you might be wondering, I'm putting in an actual spinning hard drive instead of an SSD because I had one lying around. But it really, depending on how many cameras you have on and how many cameras are continuously recording, this shouldn't be a big deal. For 2 cameras, I don't see any problems using this. And of course, it's constantly spinning. It will get a little bit hotter than an SSD, and it'll take just a little bit more power than an SSD. And with them constantly spinning, I don't think there's going to be any problem with data loss. But of course, you want to keep this in a nice, cool, dry place and monitoring this to make sure that that drive continues to work properly. We'll go ahead and slide this in. And of course, so with the platters, you want to be kind of gentle as you move this around. So slides in, clicks in as we go. And of course, we'll take that one top screw, we'll put that back in. And then we'll take the plate and we'll put it right back on. I don't think it makes a difference which direction it goes. Check this way. Yeah, it doesn't matter which direction it goes. To take it off, you just basically push on the back and lift it up with your thumb. Simple as that. And then we'll go ahead and plug this back in. We do have a reset key here, so don't lose that reset key. We'll put it right back in that bag. Once this base is ready, it will say so. We'll go ahead and get the phone ready.
Welcome to EufySecurity. Follow the instructions in the EufySecurity app to set up the system.
Now with the app, it's going to, once I recognize with this, it'll re-recognize everything here. And right now it can't connect to the doorbell because I disconnected my other hub. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit plus and add a new device. In this case, we're adding in the S380 home base. So we'll go ahead and press that. We're going to put it onto here. So we're going to say yes. It says connected to the LAN port, power on the home base, and hit next, which is what we have ready. It's blue flashing right there. So that means it's ready to look for a connection. We're going to hit next, and then it says wait 1 minute until home base's LED turns from red to blue. And then it says it wants to connect up to the camera because there is probably a QR code. Yep, right on the bottom here that will most likely be pointing to. Yes, so let's go ahead and we'll carefully turn this to the side so we can scan that QR code.
Homebase has received a pairing request. Press the sync button on the back to accept it.
And there's the sync button, so we'll go ahead and press that. It beeped.
Homebase was added successfully.
There we go. And then it's added, and of course I get a notification instantly because it's just connected up a new security item. Add a familiar face. So it says comes built-in intelligent human recognition and self-learning AI. They show my face so they know who I am. And it says add a face through the, probably for the camera, but you could also do a picture. We'll do it through the camera. I'll go next, and then I'll put my face into the circle, and then I'll hit the blue button. And what's my relationship? It's me. So I can say my name. So I'll just say Jeff right there. Boom. And then relation, there's no relation. I mean, it's me, right? There we go. Let's take a look at this app a little bit. Of course, it's telling me that I have a terabyte hard drive in there, which I do. It can do it can tell me the face management and the AI empowerment. So it can tell me the camera. By empowering the cameras, I can find out if it's people, cars, pets, whatever. Not all cameras will be able to do this. Just the newer ones through the software update here. Got one of the cameras ready to go, and then I'll hit the plus button, and then we'll choose the S330 EufyCam, and that's where we want to go, and we want to hook it up onto here.
Press the sync button until you hear the beep.
There we go.
Ready to add device. Device was added successfully.
Perfect. Now we can choose where this is going to be. We'll just say side door, and then we'll hit next. And then we'll hit next. Now it says to recommend charging through the USB cable, get it 100% charged, and then put it out there so it can do the work from there. There we go. It worked. So we got that going. So let's go ahead and, but we're going to mute it really quick. So it says Ultra 4K real-time view with 8 times magnification. So if I put it up here, it should see my face at this point. Who is there? There we go. All right. And then, of course, I can choose to record from here and take the video recording on my phone. Oh, okay. So this is telling me this is how you do it. So I can enlarge it. And of course, I'm going vertical. We can go horizontal with this phone. And now I can get up to 8 times the resolution. So as you can see, pretty straightforward. A little bit of delay on the camera as I'm moving it down here like this. But now it can also be recording onto this thing right here. All right, let's go ahead and add the second camera. There we go. I'll just hit finish. So now we have our other cameras going. Now the best part is, well, since my other dock is off, I don't have it paired with this dock, but my front camera will need to be initialized for this one. I think I just have to switch it over once I have that dock turned on. But now these cameras are ready to go. They're doing spot recording. So they're of course, since I'm waving my hand in front of it, is probably recording to this device right now. Let's go ahead and double check that. Say video settings. Do we want to put a watermark on it? Yes, no. We'll just say no for now. And then what type of streaming quality do you want? If you don't want to do 4K, that's perfectly fine. You can go high, medium, low, especially if you have these out on the outer lying edges of your property. So either not getting to the Wi-Fi, you need to boost up your signal or something like that. So in the meantime, you can set these to a lower resolution so you can still get the camera to continue to work. And then of course, figure out how to get it connected Wi-Fi wise. So, but we'll just say 4K for the camera, for the shot. It does have the auto option, so it can lower and raise as it goes. But so if you do a constant, make sure that you do have enough Wi-Fi pass through that will catch the content there. And night vision, we have color night vision, we have black and white night vision. Color night vision, you won't have that inverted look to an image. It'll try and capture the colors as best as possible. And then of course we could set privacy zones. So that means that, let's say you have it in the living room and the bathroom's close by. You want to have a privacy zone there so nothing gets caught onto the shot. You can set the privacy zone. So here's my video right here. Hopefully the audio won't go crazy. There we go. So let's just say this over here, I want to set a privacy zone. So let's see, I'll hit add, and then I'll go over here. Now, if I pass over on this spot, and I'll just hit OK. If I pass over on this spot, it won't recognize that at all. We can set our notifications, of course, how we want to be notified on different things. We can share our device with friends or family. So like, for instance, let's say you're going on vacation and your mom or your dad is going to be watching over your apartment or house. Instead of them having to come over every single time, they can view the cameras on their phones and decide whether they need to come over or not. So a pretty cool little feature. All right, and that's basically it. We can also set the power management on here for an optimal battery life or customized recording, all that other stuff. The solar dashboard, this is what we were talking about. No data is coming through here because we haven't had this set up yet. But you set this up in the area and this will start to populate to tell you when and where the sun really hits onto the solar panel. So right now, I'm not exactly sure. Okay, oh, there we go. Up on top, 83% on this one. That's the garage one. And then the side door, also 83%. We'll keep it down in the basement here. We'll see how well it does within the next 24 hours. That's basically it. This is the unit. Of course, you get 2 cameras and then the base station with the hard drive. You'll have to get your own hard drive, of course. You can put it in a spinning hard drive as long as it's 2.5 inch hard drive. That's usually what's also known as a laptop hard drive. You can also get an SSD. You can go up to 16 terabytes from there. You could even unplug the unit, take it out, put another one in, and then you'll have a backup drive if you really want to get some past data set up. then that's a great way to do it.
2 days later.
All right, it's been a couple days since we set up the cameras. We put them down in the basement, turned off most of the lights, and then had small things passing back and forth to keep these cameras active to see how they were going to do. Now, first of all, got to address it hasn't been a year. The only way to test that is to actually put them up and let them run a year and see what happens. But in the 48 hours that I did have it down in the basement, we went from, we basically lost about 5% of the battery in each of these small little cameras. Of course, a little bit more from this one because this one turned on the light every time something passed, whereas this one just did night light as things passed. One thing that I did notice is these mounts. I'm not a big fan of the mounts. Apparently they do sag a little bit. You can kind of see, I can pull them with my finger. So these bullet cameras are not light and they'll basically sag unless you have the camera setting like this and then this all the way down. But I know you can get easy replacements for these. The cameras themselves, the only other issue you might run into is these solar cells are directly on top of the camera. They don't angle, they don't do anything. So if you have a lip to the house, you might have to really find the good sweet spot. The dock itself, easy to put the hard drive into. The back has USB, so you can put in a portable SSD drive and really create archives of your videos for years to come. Kind of wish that this thing also had a battery attached to it because you never know when the power goes out. It'd be really nice. My Wi-Fi is set up on a APS. This could have a battery on it and the cameras could have a battery, which means that if I'm in a point where I have no power in the house, at least the security cameras are going. Other than that, it's a small minor thing, but I like the dock. Otherwise, it's great. Holds the hard drive, holds extra drives. And then once again, you don't need to have a cloud service running using this system. Setup was super easy. I saw all of my cameras. Any Eufy camera that I have here showed up instantly into the app, and I could go back and forth, pair it up. I can have those doorbell cameras and all these other cameras go and be recorded on this dock, which is awesome. For $549 for 2 cameras or $799 for a 4-camera system. Additional cameras, about $219 each, which you can definitely get. This is a great system to have around the house. If you do more than 4 cameras, make sure that your Wi-Fi is set up accordingly. I would highly suggest setting up a separate Wi-Fi that would handle these cameras only. But if you have a 2-camera system, putting it in your Wi-Fi is not a problem. Setting it to record, you can set the levels however you want. So you can set it up to auto. So sometimes it'll record in 4K. But the more important thing is it will go the resolution that the Wi-Fi can handle from there. And even on the USBs, you could plug them if it's close to the base station. You could plug this USB into the base station. That is it. The EufyCam 3, that's the S330 camera and the S380 base station. This is a set, and once again, there is a set with 4 cameras if you need it. What security cameras do you have? Let me know by liking, subscribing, commenting. The bell notification is there so you know when the next video comes out. But let's talk a little bit about home security. Let's talk about your IoT presence in your home, in your apartment, wherever you are, in your business. Contact me over at Geekazine. Think magazine, put in a geek, and you got me. Until next time, you guys geek out. Stay safe, stay secure, get yourself recorded, and check everything out over at Geekazine. And thanks a lot for watching.